When me and Jack first started going together, he was 21 and I was 17. And we dated for 6 months and we got married in January. First few years of our marriage is kind of get to know each other and to find out each other's strong points, weak points, you know what I mean, and help each other.
You got anything to add to that?
Everything's good so far.
I told him, I said, Jack, you're going to have to talk now because you don't talk.
Well, I thought she was the prettiest thing I'd ever seen. And she was probably one of the best girls I'd ever been out with. That's the last time that I dated anybody when I ran into her.
No, we wasn't. We wasn't saved then. But now, I wasn't raised in a Christian home. You know, my dad passed away and Mom had all his kids, so we didn't have a car, you know, to go. I went to neighbors sometimes to Bible school and stuff like that. But now, Jack was raised in a Christian home.
Yeah.
His dad was a pastor. And our marriage was like, it was, you know, we had a good marriage. But once we got saved, that was a different story because when you're saved and you got Jesus and he gives you the grace to handle whatever problem comes your way. It might not be perfect, but he shows you, you know, what you need to do. And the longer we was together, you know, you watch it, you know, when you listen to it. And we had a real good marriage. You know, you had more grace after you get, you know, saved, and you were more thinking. You don't blurt out things you would say.
Well, we were saved at the same time.
I was working at this sewing factory. Well, something came over me one day, and I was just crying, and didn't know what I was crying for. And I go home, I cry. I just couldn't get that, and I didn't know nothing about the Lord and conviction. I was under conviction. I did not know that. And went on like that for what, weeks? Probably weeks.
About 3 or 4 weeks.
And finally, his dad, as a pastor, he said, she's under conviction. You know? And I said, well, Jack, but it wouldn't stop. I mean, it would not stop. I didn't know what it's for, you know, why I was crying and the way I felt. So I said, Jack, I've got to go to church. I got to go see what this is about. I got to get this over. I got to get it because I'm tired of feeling like this. So Jack, we didn't go to church, and I said, I picked Jack to go because I didn't want to go by myself because I didn't know much about church, you know. And so I said, well, let's go on a Wednesday night because it's not on Sundays. It's really crowded, you know. And so we went on a Wednesday night, and we was there. And Jack said, I'm not going to get saved now. I'm going to go with you and sit. I'm not going to go with you. I'm just going to sit there. And he told me not to bother him. Just leave me alone and sit there. Well, I couldn't wait for the pastor to call altar call. You know what I mean? I was just ready, a ball, and just really my heart was just, you know that feeling, it just wasn't,
It was full.
Just full. Well, honey, time I got up on my knees, Jack was up on his knees too, and about 3 months later, we got baptized together. We both went down at the same time, had a pastor on each end. I had his hand, and he had my hand, and the pastors took us down together, and we come back up together. That was cool. I thought us both doing it at the same time, holding each other's hand.
Oh, normally what you need to do. That's what we've always done when we've had trouble. We've talked about it, talked it over, and after we got saved, we prayed about it.
I pray. I really do. I pray about everything. I mean, my prayer is everything. It ain't no big thing, it ain't no little thing. I pray to God and ask Him. I'm talking about the least little thing people wouldn't even think you pray about. Because that's what He wants us to do. He wants us to pray to Him, ask Him what we need to do, and how I need to react in something, you know? You know, it might take you a few days, but you finally, you know, say, yeah. And once you give in what the Lord's telling you to do, it all starts falling in line, you know? You commit to each other. When we get married, you're committed. Yeah. You're as two people. One person, but two people.
When I was drinking, we about give up 2 or 3 times, but what really kept us together was our children. We knew we had to stay together for them, although we still loved each other. But that was probably the time.
Yeah, I couldn't take alcohol in my marriage with kids. I just couldn't do it because I didn't want them to see that, and I didn't want them to be brought up in that because they could be doing that. You know, we're supposed to be a light to them. And when somebody sees their parents doing something, well, when they get older, they're going to say, well, it's okay, I did it, they did it, so I can do it, you know? And so I wasn't going to put up with that. It's either he chose us or the drinking. And he totally stopped. Just like that. God gave him grace just to stop. And then our marriage was different. It don't work. You love each other. Why not fight for each other? I love Jack with all my heart.
We took our wedding vows serious.
Yeah, we did. I was taught that too, to take it serious.